Welcome back, everybody. Tournament continuation here, playing Sean. Sean is a good player. There's really no other way to say it. He's got a good pace, 593, really solid Fargo. I will say, yeah, good pace for the most part. There's definitely times where he kind of gets stuck second guessing things, but I think as long as he stays at a good clip, he gets out. He's a good all-around player. I've seen him in rotation and 8-ball. So either way at Fiddlesticks, because they alternate, they go 8-ball one week, 9-ball the other week. Either way, if you run into Sean, you gotta make sure that you're on top of your game. So race to 3, it is loser breaks in this format. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name's Anthony. The channel's called On the Snap, and these are my amateur pool matches. I guess we are already into this match because he's marking up one. I might have started the recording late, which means that I won the first one if he's breaking. We're just going to go ahead and do that because I'm actually not sure. I cut this together in post, but I know that I started recording this one late. So it's BCA format for the rules, open after the break. So open with the 7-ball here. The solids don't look too bad. You do have to address the 5 and the 4. He might have been trying to get into them right there, which I think is the right choice. He's a very expressive player. Kind of fun to watch for that reason. But he's also, I think he's one of those players who's like kind of on the cusp of really breaking through, because he knows what he's trying to accomplish, and I think he's got the skills to do it, but then when it doesn't work out for him, it can send him into kind of like a tough direction. This appears to be a safe. I don't know if he was attacking the rail first there or not. Brings me to the table. I've got kind of tough openers. I might have a shot at the 9-ball with clear queuing past the 6, so I can get up table. I think that's what I'm looking at here. If I do drop from the 9, what does that get me? Can I pinch off the 9 and pull back for the 12? But it's a really small window at distance with a controlled draw stroke. That's tough. You could roll off this ball here, the 10-ball, but maybe it takes you to the 9. It's just awkward queuing over the 6. So I'm just going to try to spear this 9-ball in here. And I usually hit these pretty good, but again, kind of awkward. Yeah, I played that okay. And got into my window for the 12, I think, so still lots of work to do. This is a troublesome cluster here. You'd have to do some work to develop these. It looks like the 10 might lead to the 15 down here. I'm looking at the 14 in the left side, which goes, the 13's got a pocket. The 11 ball should go up here. 15 probably only wants to go down here, so it's pretty tricky. I guess probably I won the first one, I guess, if he was breaking, right? Is that the idea? Dog this one, which is interesting. I think I rushed it a little bit. Not even sure I really got my position with the 14. But kind of jabbed at it, like I didn't cleanly get through the ball. And we're a few rounds in at this point, but I've been playing okay in this tournament for the most part. Starting to kind of find my rhythm. But I do find that when I play Sean, if he gets into that sort of mode where he's taking a lot of time really overthinking patterns or position play, that can kind of ice me up a little bit. He's got a complication now with the 1 and the 12. The other thing I like about his game is he's got a very, very consistent pre-stroke routine. It seems like he takes the same amount of pre-strokes every single time, same kind of cadence, which is something I always recommend. And he does use this sort of center to edge aiming system, which a lot of people have success with that. I don't use it myself. It's kind of interesting for a player who's higher rated like Sean to be using that kind of system, because you think if after a certain point you would have a pretty good intuitive feel for it, and you're really playing more precise aiming instead of general aiming like center to edge gets you. Layout's pretty different now. I'm not really motivated to move the 12 unless it gets me great position on something. The 15's a little more open. I'm on the 10, so I wonder if the temptation is to play the 10 and come across table. Yeah, I'm looking at the tangent line here. It just, I don't know if the options are really that great coming off the 10 ball. Hey, dude. This play's pretty nice, drifting across for the 13. 13 to the 12 is okay, but the question is, where do we go from there? I'm not sure if the 11 still goes up in the top left, but I mean, you really don't want to have to play that, right? If I'm looking to cut the 14, it's a really thin back cut at distance, kind of risky. And it's also a roll of the dice to cut that 14 and go into the cluster here. I wonder if the play is shoot a stop shot on the 13 and just put him on the 2 ball. I might be playing safe off the 14 here. Like put him into the cluster. Yeah, I didn't really want to give him a shot on the 5, obviously, but maybe I'm just feeling confident that the 1 ball's blocked up enough that I'm likely to get another inning. He's got a good enough opening shot on the 5, and there's a chance that the 2 ball goes in the right side, which could spell trouble for me. Because if he can open up the 1 ball, then he's got a chance of getting out here. Hammers it, so he's trying to get into the stack and does. Shuffles things around a little bit. Not a great outcome. Not sure if he's got enough of the 2 or the 4 to try to play it into the 12. Blocking that pocket is a decent option because the 11 ball's sort of constrained to going in the bottom right. I think he's calling it, maybe imagining that it's going to go full enough into it to roll through. I think it's really unlikely from here if it's even possible at all. This is a tough play. If he's actually going for making the 2 ball, yeah, I'm not sure it can go from here because it's too much of a cut on the 12. Yeah, it's still cut. You know, it cut off the left side of the 12 and rolled out. This is a good opportunity for me, obviously, especially because I'm on the 15 now. The 15's been opened up. Just have to get between the 13 and the 11. The 14's pretty natural key ball. So can I get from the 15 to the 13, either rolling through it into this window, which is pretty thin, playing the 13 to the side, or if I can stun up, if I have a little bit of a back cut, maybe I play between them. I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is slide over. Okay, cool. Pretty good touch there. I would rather be playing the 13 to the 11 to the 14, but I think in this case I'm forced to do 11, and I have to make sure I leave a good angle from the 13 to the 14. You don't want to play the 14 here, right? Because if you go into the 14, it's sending you up table. Doesn't take you towards the other 2. If you play the 13, it's taking you out and away from the 11. This is touchy because you want to be on the proper side of the 13 to make sure that it's keeping you on the 14. So I'm just rolling it, like slide it off the rail, really make sure that I keep on the 13 in that zone Sort of, yeah, the window, I mean, between the 4 and the 2. And this should work out. Even if I leave a pretty steep angle on the 14, you don't want to mess with trying to get down here between the 2 and the 8, because I think it's even thinner from down there. And you don't want to roll forwards, because then your angle on the 14 is too steep to hold it for the 8. So I'm just going to sort of slide that one in as well, really ensuring that I get the angle on the 14. It's still steep, and I remember getting to this shot and feeling like, man, holding it's weird, because I can't really shoot this ball in, and I've had to like roll in 2 different balls. I rushed this one a little bit too. So here's the problem. If you go with any kind of right spin on this one, it's going to track up table. And I send it right into the corner pocket, man. So like that center ball, you know, you gotta, it's a little bit of a stun almost. You like hit into that ball and it's supposed to come up and back down. That's why I hit it at that pace, was to get back down and shape the 8. But I ended up going with some running spin, which I can't imagine was intentional. I don't think the play was to try to get into here and come back out. You can play it like that, but like why bring the scratch into play if it's not necessary? So yeah, great opportunity for Sean to grab this one. And again, I'm pretty sure the scoring is right. He put the quarter up, so we'll see if it's... By the end of the video, we'll know for sure. Pretty straightforward out here, right? Just like roll through this 4 ball, make sure you've got an angle on the 2 to slide over for the 8. But anybody 500 plus is supposed to get out with ball in hand, 4 balls on the table. Amazing. Pressure, I guess. A little too worried about the angle on the 2. And this was a mental hitch for me. I remember this situation too. This was a few weeks ago, by the way, which I might have mentioned in the previous videos, but I remember coming back to this and being like, I didn't expect to get back this game, and I sort of like talked myself out of it, which is so silly. This is a very cuttable ball, and I think the other consideration is, you know, get it into the pocket if nothing else. And then he's got to do a lot of work on the 2 ball. You could play safe from here too, but you just need to make that, and like hit it so thick. I just didn't want it. That's why I shook my head, like flipped my hand like that. Just didn't want it. Like I just didn't take my time. I didn't really look at the cut angle, like didn't look at the back of the ball. It's just lazy. Not my usual routine, and purely mental, right? Like mechanically, there's nothing that was prohibiting me from making that shot. Yeah, he's gonna play safe from here, right? Just get ball in hand because his 2 ball's tied up. Make sure he gets me out behind the 2. It's a good play. It's a tough position because if he gets ball in hand without me moving the 2 and the 8, the 2 ball's very playable with ball in hand. You just play that to the top right. If I kick into the 8, I don't think it has a lane. I was looking at it to go up here. I think I'm still looking at that kick line because I want to make sure I make a good hit. Maybe I call the corner pocket. It must be super thin if it goes at all. I might have the edge of the 8, the left edge as I'm looking at it at the table, but... So make a good hit. Put him in not a great spot, but he's got shots. 2 goes in the side, the 4 can run all the way down. It would be really tough, I think, to put him in a bad spot from there, kicking into the 8, needing to make a rail. If I had that edge of the 8, I probably didn't want to go for it. Maybe the scratch was on. He's probably going to attack this though, right? Just run this down. That goes. It caught a lot of the side rail. Did you guys see it? But you play it at the right pace and it will go in. Plays that really well, plays it at the right speed. Yeah, so I don't really use that system, but I think the premise is like basically you point at the back of the ball, you know, the line of the ball leading to the pocket, and then pivot from there to the back, to like over top of the cue ball. Open table here, stripes look pretty good. The 15's a little weird to get on, but I'm on the 14. You got to take stripes here. It's probably just tough getting from the 14 to the 15, or maybe I get from the 14 to the 10 and that takes me to the 15. Not sure if the 10 goes on the left side or not. Probably doesn't. I remember this, guys. I do something really silly here. I open up with a combination on the 13 and the 9. It's just a bad decision. And it's going to start to stack up in this set. You know, missing balls, like missing an 8 ball that was right there. And then making bad tactical decisions like this when I have a very open 14 ball. Or, you know, a 12 ball for that matter. I'm going to try a long combination with a lot of room to miss and play it at the wrong pace. And evidently a pretty good chance to tie up the 13 coming off the 9. I think the reason for that decision was I felt like it was going to drop me on my next ball more easily, that I was going to be able to play the 15 or be down there for the 12. It's just a bad call. I think I should have played the 14 or the 12 there and used another ball to shape the 15. The 13 and the 9 really weren't a problem, but I made them a problem. And yeah, of course he's going to take stripes. He does have to get on the proper side of the 13, but I'm pretty sure it goes here, and the 10 ball can take him up onto the 13 right now. So I just handed him this rack, basically. This one's interesting too. Like, it seems like he was looking at the contact point and then pivoting from there into the rail. I see, because he was trying to do a rail first. Did do a rail first. Still got options here. Maybe the 10 does go. If the 10 goes on the left side, then it's especially silly that I didn't open with the 14. It's going to be a little weird getting from between the 15 and the 13. Yeah, he's picking his window for the 13, so it definitely goes in the bottom left. But you have to go from the 14. Maybe he can go thin on the 14, play from the 13 to the 15. That's probably the play. Yeah, thin with inside. That play's okay. He's above the 13, so he'll have to go into the rail. But it seems like he wanted to be pretty straight on the 13, if not below it. Going with inside. Yeah, it kind of grazes the 3. This play's okay. Bit of a tester here on the 15, and it can be tough to get shape unless you just decide to accept a bit of a longer shot on the 8, come out and across. Just shape the 8 in the bottom left from here, right? Don't have to try to get greedy and get on the 8 in the side or anything. Yeah, maybe a little too worried about the position. We need this game. Gotta keep it alive. Nothing too crazy here. The 2 ball's a little weird, but the 4, 6, and the 1 all give good opportunities to get back down table. The only problem with getting on the 2 ball from there is that it doesn't really drop you on anything except the 3, maybe. So that might be the play, is get on the 2, get below the 3, and then use the 3 to get back up above the 5 and the 7, because the window for those is here. Yeah, 1 to the 6 and then the 6 to the 2. I will say it's been a few weeks now that I've just been working on tempo, not leaving as much room for second guessing. Like, I've got enough experience to generally know what I'm supposed to be doing, and then trusting my process, stuff that I've been preaching on the channel for a long time. But it's because of that that I'm using this quicker pace than I used to. And for the most part, it's been working out, especially in regular weekly league. I've just been on a tear the first 2 weeks with the league. I won 5-0, like didn't give up a single game. And I don't put a ton of stock into the, wow, tried to miss that, didn't I? Talking to myself. I don't put a lot of stock in like regular league stuff, but I think that was part of the problem, is that my attitude was bad. So I've just been paying more attention to, I'm here to play. I can use this opportunity to work on something. So what do I want to work on? Oh, I must have the 7. That's okay. Opens up the 5. Yeah, I assumed I was going to go from the 3 to get above the 5 and the 7, but I must have been too flat on the 3. But since changing my attitude, mindset, like just psychologically changing my mindset about it, I've gotten much better results, much more relaxed. At the end of the night, I don't feel like I'm burning as much energy as I used to. I don't love that play because you're straight in on the 8 now, right? And you have to work really hard to get onto the 8 ball. I'm jumping right into it, so I must feel like I can cheat this and stun across. You're gonna miss the ball. Or do that, which is not great. Yeah, shoulder roll, get frustrated. I remember clutching up here though. I think I make this ball. Bit of a 2-way where I'm gonna play the bank and then bring the cue ball up table to keep him away from the 15. Yeah, the line was pretty clean. Just played it silly from the 3 to the 5. Did not need to be in this position. But here's another example of just like, I know what I need to do, right? Like the shot's there. You can win this game. Yeah, it's good. Don't burn a bunch of energy, you know? So yeah, I've been coming home from regular league just feeling a little more relaxed, a little less burned out. I was dealing with some pretty serious league burnout, which I'll talk about in a future video, between regular APA and Masters APA. So yeah, loser breaks. I'm on the hill, but he is breaking in this game. He's calling the 2 ball. I guess the 1-7 doesn't cooperate from here. Although, I don't know, rail first with the 1 ball probably plays easier into the 7 than this 4 to the 2. 2's a hanger. It's probably fine. But yeah, you have to take solids here, right? I mean, look at this cluster down here. That works. Not a great reward. He is on the 4. He's on the 5. So he could be okay here. The 1 and the 7 take him to the 6. 3 goes on the left side. So he's in good shape. Oh. Yeah, somewhere in there. Sort of come across. Ends up getting into the 5 ball. Little hand flip there, because obviously that wasn't intended, but now the 5's not great. Do you take the combo and drop on the 6? Yeah, he's not happy with it, but you still have options. One got a little funny, but it's still playable. I think he's okay, but you're gonna have to go from the 1 to the 6 to the 5, and then 3 goes on the left side. He's just got to play kind of tight, short table game here. But stretching on the 1 ball, he ends up missing it. Turning it over with the 11 in a very bad spot. This cluster is really rough. How did this get changed? Wasn't the 5 ball... Hold on a second, I gotta roll this back. Wasn't the 5 ball playable before? Yeah, look. Look at the cluster. He reaches over for the 1. Now the cluster is all... Like, you push my 9 ball up onto the... Oops. Speaking of pushing things around. Yeah, you pushed my 9 ball up onto the 5. I guess it's equally bad for both of us. Didn't see that at the table. And like, to his credit, it could not have been intentional. I guess it could have been intentional, but when he moved the 6 ball, he moved it back. So like, he's an honorable player. I imagine if he noticed that, he would have moved it back. But neither of us noticed it, I guess, at the end of the day. So that cluster is weirder than it was before. The 12 and the 14, I guess, are a little more open. Maybe the 14 goes now. I'll probably have to roll down onto it from the 10. It's a little off angle. I think it's okay. There's a safe here. I think that's probably what I'm supposed to do. Roll the 14 into the 9 to open that up, and then stick them under the 12. You got to use inside spin here, though, huh? That's a good play. Get him in there. All right, there's one smart shot from me in this set. No way you're hitting the 5 ball through there. He'll end up having to kick at the 6. Which, if he hits it, is okay for him because he wouldn't mind getting the 6 out of that spot anyway. I hate that spot. Where it's on the long rail right near the side pocket. It's a bad spot. Maybe the worst spot on the pool table. Drop me a comment if you can think of a worse spot for an object ball. He's got some systems, man. Sean's got some skills. Yeah, good full hit. Doesn't tie anything up. 11 ball's still blocked. 12 is playable from here, but why? Do you... I think the 5 ball goes. So you don't want to just play the 11 into the 1. Because he can make the 5, and then he'll end up with a 6 and the 3. I'm probably supposed to play safe here. I'm probably supposed to go off the 12 and put him between the 9 and the 14. I need to get ball in hand so that I can play the 11. 8 ball's a patience game. I'm supposed to be patient here. I can make the 15, but I don't know if that breakout angle is available. The 9-14 plays, but why if the 11 ball's still going to be a problem? Not sure that I can get at the 11 from the 12 with one of those. It's pretty thin. Play safe, dude. Be smart 2 times in a row. I did it. Did I leave him the 3? Might have left him something. That's the play, right? Help me out, guys. Is that the right thing to do? I think it is. Where are you at, Sean? There we go. I left him the 3. And not just a piece of it, I must have left him the whole cuttable edge of the 3. That's unfortunate. It's the right play. Yeah, bummer. Okay. Can't do much about that. Not anymore. Just speed was slightly off. You can't be too upset about that, right? Like, at this level, you play the right shot, speed was slightly off, or something's a little silly. Like, at least you made the right decision. But I'm up 2-1. Really want to put this one away. And if the 5 doesn't cut clean, it probably plays off the 14. It definitely plays off the 14. Well, that can't be what he wanted. I could see him going aggro here and banking the 6 ball. If he banks it and keeps the cue ball in the center of the table, then he at least has a look at the 5. And yeah, the 5... It's like I said before, if he can't cut it, he'll just play it off the 14. That's just good bar box 8 ball stuff. You got to know those. This would be the shot. This is the key shot right here. This is something too you don't see from a lot of 550 plus players, is the like sighting in and aiming while you're down. It's a good shot. It's well played. A lot of guys will reset. We'll see how this 5 ball plays. I think the other thing is the 5 might leave you a little funny unless he can hammer it into the 14 and draw up out of there. And just keep the cue ball away. I guess what I mean is, you know, you really don't want to roll into those balls and have the cue ball get stuck down table or hooked. Plays it off the 14. It gets kind of goofy on him, gets kicked around table, but dresses up really nice on the 8 ball. It's a good play. I mean, it's a good aggressive play. You got to go for it. Little hand flip. Or hill. You're supposed to flip a coin for hill. I get the break. Comes up dry. Solids look pretty good. I don't know if the 6 squeezes by. You just don't want this, right? The stripes are kind of gross, and these are blocked. Yeah, you got to try to claim solids here. The 3 ball should play pretty well. There's just not a ton of problems with solids, with the exception of the 6. Yeah, that's what he's got to address right away. You're kind of on the 6 now. Maybe it doesn't go. It's also a risky shot for opening up to claim. Missed it. Did not expect that. So he rushed it a little bit. You can see, man, big body language shift for him. This is an opportunity, a massive opportunity. But again, that, you know, there's not a great opening shot. Maybe the 4 to the 1 is on. I just don't know if the 6 will slide by, or how close it is to the side pocket point. You'd love to take the 6. The shape is kind of gross on the 6 too, though. Severe back cut or bank on the 3. I'm going to try to roll the 6 in. That's so missable. You have to hit this so perfect. And I'm going to try to get greedy to like hold for the 3 or something, which makes it more missable. No way this one goes. Wow. Managed to get it to slide in. I knew the point was going to play a little funny. Play the 5 off the 1. Didn't end up getting myself on the 3. There's still that funky combo, sending the 4 ball towards the 1. But the 1's not hanging. I mean, you know, the 1's kind of on the rail. So you really need to make contact with the 1 here. So it's a small target. Yeah, I'm going to play the 5. That doesn't want to go. Probably feel okay about this because the 14 and the 13 are tough. He's got a cluster by the left side. Tough opener here too, unless you're back cutting the 10. Maybe he's got a sliver of the 12. You'd love to be able to play the 12 right now to open that up. That might be the shot if he has it. Yeah, maybe he does. It's hard to judge. These are easy to overcut too, because you just really want to avoid contact with the 15. Yeah. All right, dude, you got to win this one. There's no huge problems. The 3 and the 2 are a little funny, but I mean, the 2 probably slides in past the 3. Clear these up and then work my way up table. Have a good plan for the 4 and the 8. This is runnable for sure. Can I step away here? Taking a lot of breaks. Here we go. By the way, if you want some On the Snap merch, check out my Fourth Wall shop. The link's on my channel and in the description down there. There's a lot of cool stuff. I added a funny hoodie with 90s themed, I'll say. I got my shape. Just like a funny little reference. Something a lot of pool players say. T-shirts and hoodies are pretty nice too. I will say the hoodies are especially comfy. Cooler weather coming our way. So let's put the 5 down. Coming up table, gonna end up on the 3, which is okay. Might turn into a 2-1 combination just to sort of move things down table, develop things that way. I don't mind that. And you get the 2 out of trouble. It's very easy to play that. I don't know about getting on the 4 ball from here, man. I think you play a stop shot. I think you play the 2 into the 1, and then you roll down for the 4. You try to stay in this area for the 4. Knowing that you've got the 2 or the 7 hanging in the pocket. That's probably the out. That's a weird way to do it. I don't know what that was. I don't know why I hit the 3 ball that way. Looking at the line on the 4. I'm going to try to play this combination. Well, I was maybe looking at the line on the 4 into the side. Like I want to end up under here. That's risky. It's really risky, man. Just slightly overplayed it. I don't know. I don't know about that decision. I think it was the wrong pattern. Because now I'm either... I think I have maybe the bottom edge of the 4, but it doesn't really send it anywhere. I'm blocked on the 7. I'm obviously blocked on the 2. Am I gonna have to break out the jump cue on this 4-ball right now? Swerve at it? Oh, I'm looking at playing the 4 off the 2. I don't know if you've got that in your bag, man. I don't think so. You'd have to hit it pretty full with pace. Awkward kind of back cut. Yeah, you don't like that. Get out of here. I'm going to jump at this ball. I'm probably going to dart stroke jump at the 4. Because I have a pretty good chance of dropping on the 7 from there. You're not doing it. Yeah, get out of here. I think the reason I jump at this, the like hook situation notwithstanding, is playing the 4 off the 2. It's very hard to sight in, or at least I should say I have trouble sighting in that particular cut angle because it's not going towards a pocket. You're like aiming to miss kind of thing. And you have to hit the 2 ball in a very specific spot to catch the proper tangent line to send it to the side pocket. It's there, right? Like, let's be clear. It's certainly there. It's certainly available. But I don't have to jump over much of the 15. Then you know you're hitting a full ball on the 4, and you're more likely to get some kind of positional result. Oh, come on. That would have been a pretty good escape. An escape from, you know, a silly situation I created for myself, of course, but was not to be, and I think I helped him out a little bit, opened things up for him a little bit. So now he's got his work cut out for him. You know, they're all out there. I think he came up and he was like, I'm striped, right? This is a runnable layout. You know, these are a little weird just because they're up in sort of no man's land. But he's got a lot of opening options. He could play the 12 right now. I wouldn't mind doing that if it gives you the 9. He's got the 15, he's got the 13. You can shoot the 10 to open. It's player preference, right? Like, you just need to get into this rack. Decides to drop on the 10. I don't know if he's going to want to get below the 11 to play that up, or if he's using the 10 to get on the lower set for 13, 14, or the upper set, the 9 and the 12. But yeah, this is really all pattern play. It's also that other classic like amateur 8-ball thing where I did a bunch of work to like move stuff out of his way and break up the clusters, and now it's just like an open table for him more or less. Because with the exception of the 8-ball, if you could even consider that an exception, my stuff's not really blocking his. Good speed to get up above the 13. A little bit of an angle to work with. Just has to make a decision about the 11 to the 9 to the 12. Like what the sequence is there. And really, on this ball or after this ball, he'll have to decide where the 8-ball's going. Decides to come out and around, which I don't think he, yeah, clearly does not love that. He's got to come with a shot now. He's either running the 11 down the rail, which is a little touchy, turning the cue ball loose, or he's got to make a good cut on the 12 and slide across for either, you know, for either the 9 or the 11 from there. But he made this harder on himself than it needed to be. I don't think you're playing the 11 in the side. Yeah, you gotta just take your medicine on this cut. Should be able to just slide across. Good stroke. It's funny though. It's a little funny on it. I think you gotta get into that real smooth and hold the cue ball. Yeah, he knows. He knows he put himself in trouble. Gotta play tight, man. It's another thing that gets us at this level. Like amateur 8-ball, I mean, you think, okay, it's a nice open table, this is very runnable, whatever. Some of the stuff that I was saying earlier, even. But you cannot take it for granted. I mean, it's so easy to get out of line, and it's so hard to get back in line. So he's got to come with another one here. Well played. Good kind of check side. Good recovery, you know, can't fault him. Just now looking at the 8, I guess. Maybe it goes past the 2. That'd be a simple enough draw stroke to get up above it. You just don't want to have to move the cue ball too much from here. And he's pretty flat on the 11, so don't complicate things. He loves that one. Yeah. He's got to come with another one. That's 3 in this rack where he put himself in a pretty tough spot. To his credit, he's pulling it out, like he's making it happen. Is he gonna do it, guys? Looking at the side pocket, but I don't know. I don't know about that one. There might be a line, I was just about to question that. He might actually have the shot line to play it in the bottom right. No risk of a scratch there. They're both going to be uncomfortable shots, though. Like, you're not going to love either. He's going for it. Puts it away. GG. He's a good shooter. Yeah, it's fun playing with him. I run into him a couple times. It was a good set, you know, a lot of back and forth, a lot of cool stuff in there, a lot of good stuff to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like the video, do all the YouTube stuff. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. It helps out a lot. Channel's growing. Love to get more of you guys in here. And there's more to come. Like I said, lots of content coming up. Commentary from APA Masters, from Ohio State matches, and then from a big tournament at Fiddlesticks itself. I got some matches from that too. So excited to share that stuff with you guys over here in the next few weeks. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell if you want to be notified, and you'll be seeing more of me soon.